Seafood Quiche by Laxia von Roswell. Before I set foot on the Isle of Seiren, I never cooked a dish in my life. But hunger does interesting tricks to your mind. You suddenly become capable of things you've never thought of accomplishing before, like cooking and fishing, which I had to learn on my very first day in Castaway Village. Hey, a girl has to eat, and waiting around for others to do the job for you is just not in my character. This is one of the many reasons why other nobles in my province always tended to frown on me. For a while, my cooking was limited to simple things. Fish soup, fish skewers, everything fish, basically, and fruits. Not such a bad diet health-wise, but after a while you start craving variety. So I came up with this quiche, something I saw Franz prepare once when the Roswell manor cook was on leave and father unexpectedly brought home the entire faculty from the Garmin College of Natural History for an impromptu get-together. I was 15 and still having trouble behaving like a proper lady, so I saw nothing wrong with helping out in the kitchen and learning a thing or two in the process. On the Isle of Seiren, I had to recreate the procedure entirely from memory, but it worked, I think. At least Adol said he liked it, and it didn't taste half bad, actually. Now, here is where I could have done better. That time I made it for Adol. According to Franz, for the quiche to keep its shape, you need to not only mix the batter to the right texture, but also use a pie pan that is just the right size for the amount of ingredients you have. We didn't have those choices in Castaway Village, so the pan was too big and too flat, not designed for pies at all. As a result, the quiche came out shaped more like a pancake. Predictably, it was hard to keep it whole when I was climbing the ladder to the watchtower, so when I served it to Adol, it was all in pieces. But I believe I got the taste right, so that's the main thing that matters, isn't it? Ingredients: mule clam, pheasant eggs. I used 1 egg for 1 small portion, but this can be scaled up, especially if eggs are easily available, which wasn't usually the case in Castaway Village. Seiren wheat, flour. White meat, fish fillet. For 1 individual quiche, use half a dozen clams and shells, 4 eggs, 1 cup of flour, about 1/4 pound of fish fillet. I recommend flounder if you have a choice. A small baking pan. Mix 4 small servings. Directions: crack the eggs into a bowl and mix vigorously until fully blended. Note: cracking eggs is a messy job, unless you are Meralda. She manages to do it in a split second without spilling a single drop. The hardest part, at least for me, was to not let any of the shell pieces slip into the bowl. If they do, pick them out before you mix, unless you want your dish crunchy in all the wrong ways. Add an approximately equal volume of flour and mix. The texture at this point should be pasty, not too thick, but definitely not as runny as the egg. You can adjust the consistency by mixing in small amounts of water or flour, but don't overdo it. Note: some use flour to make a separate crust for the quiche. Not me. This recipe is already hard enough for a beginner. A crustless quiche tastes just fine in my opinion. Boil a pot of water. Wash the clams, gather them into a net, and dip them into the boiling water for about 30 seconds. Note: there are more details on that and on the eggs in Meralda's mushroom omelet recipe. She is the one who taught me how to prepare clams and make sure they are easy to open and tender, not chewy. Cut the fish fillet into small cubes and stir-fry in oil. Mix all the ingredients and pour them onto an oiled pan. Note: the picture shows clams and shells, but I recommend taking out the meat and discarding the shells. Cook on medium heat until the quiche bakes through.